Hello everyone, welcome to Ducks in Tow. My name is Stephanie, I'm the designer, and I'm going to walk you through a solo play. I left a few things not set up just so you could see what happens, so let's finish setup and then your player starts in the middle. 2 bug tokens per tile, except there's one left over, so it's going to go in the middle. Row of 4 revealed duck cards and 4 revealed location cards. Formation cards here, we're going to choose which ones we want to use this game. So there's 2-point cards, 3-point cards, and 4-point cards. So normally I would take one of each randomly, but for the purposes of today's video, we're going to take out the 4s and then we're going to use the 2s and 3s. Okay? So what's going to happen is I'm going to shuffle. I'm going to pick myself a 2-point one, and then I'm going to shuffle a 3-point one and another 3-point one. Alright. Then I have these starting player cards. Normally, when you play multiplayer, they'll tell you what player count uses which cards. For the purposes of solo play, we're going to randomize and choose one. Oh, we just happen to pick the one that says first player. And then, with the Bugs Slugs expansion, there's player boards. We're again going to randomly choose one. And then I start with a duck card, and the auto player starts with a duck card, and I start with 2 seeds. So now we're fully set up. You will have 4 cards in your hand. They show you which ducks need to be taken to where for you to complete the card. For example, you would need to have a brown duck on your toe taking to the koi pond to complete this card. So let's talk about how that works. So when you walk around the board, you have these seeds that you're going to feed the matching color food to the matching colored duck that you want, and then he'll get added to your toe. On your turn, you get 4 actions, so let's take a sample turn here. Let's say I want to feed this white duck, so that'll be my first action. I'm going to take this white food and I'm going to add him to my toe. And then I'm going to look at my cards, see what colors I need. I do have a card that needs an orange duck, so let's move on over to here. That's 2 actions. My third action would be to take this orange duck. And then I would have 1 more action left. And you know what, let's set up for next turn by sitting in the middle. Alright, so that's just a sample turn. What we're going to do today, I'm going to get myself some new starting food. Turn. So every turn you'll do 2 things for the automated player, and then it would be your turn. So for me, I personally like to plan ahead. So I look at these formations and see how I can easily place them together to be the most optimal. Unfortunately, these don't really work well together. So let's see. Could do that and that. So as you can see here, this is my ideal formation when I complete my cards, because the end goal is to try and claim all 3 of them. So let's keep that in mind as we play. Alright, so let's get started and I will explain things on the go. So the first thing we do is we'll draw a random location card for the automated player. What's going to happen is you're going to take the white duck and yellow duck option. So the bridge tile is over here. There's no white or yellow duck, but there are ones beside, so we're going to take both of them to fulfill this card. The second thing we're going to do is choose a bug token. So his duck card says he wants purple or gray. There's lots of purple and gray right now, so let's just take one of these gray ones. On to our turn. So let's take a look. We want to plan out what we want to do here. So let's do this. So taking a look at my cards here. When you complete cards, you can complete 2 cards with 1 action, which saves me actions, but I have to have all these ducks. So based on these 2 cards, it would mean I would need 1 of each color. Okay, so let's make that our goal here. Alright, so unfortunately I started with 2 yellow food randomly, so I am limited on my options, but let's work with what we got. Okay, so let's do 1 action to move, 2nd action to feed this yellow guy, spending my yellow food. My 3rd action, I'm going to move to here, and I'm going to use my 4th action to use this special tile. So what this special tile is, it's called the gift shop. It lets me do one of 2 things. I can either take 2 food of my choice from the food bag, which is convenient, or I can take cards. When you take cards, you either take 2 location cards or 1 duck card. And when you take cards, it can be from the revealed cards or from the deck, right? So in my case, I want specific food. So I'm going to go in and search for exactly what I want here. So let's take an orange and a white. Alright. So that was my 4th action. Okay. And so I'm going to finish up my turn. The things you do at the end of your turn. Okay. So you want to make sure you have 4 food. So you will randomly draw out of the bag. And then you want to make sure you have 4 cards. So since I didn't complete any cards this turn, I don't need to draw. And that's it. That's our first turn. Let's move on to turn 2. You draw a card. Yellow and brown from the fountain. Okay. Well, there's no yellow ducks on the board right now. So we're going to take the brown duck here. And then we need to draw a purple bug. So there's 2 purples here. Let's take one of those. So now, because his duck card's full, we're going to randomly draw him a new one so that he always has a place to put on. Okay? And then it's our turn again. So let's take a look. There's not a lot of ducks near me, so let's go through another action you can do. This action is called shake the bag. You're going to go into the duck bag. You're going to randomly draw. Of course, I can't feed it. So, when you draw a duck you cannot feed or you don't want to feed, he's going to go on the matching spot of the action you just took, and then he's going to go out onto the board at the end of your turn. So, because I drew poorly, I'm going to try again for my 2nd action. I'm really bad at this. So I just wasted 2 actions getting nothing. So I say enough of that. My 3rd action is going to be to move to the middle. My 4th action is going to be to feed that orange duck. So that was many wasted actions. That's very unfortunate. What we're going to do is, at the end of your turn, you can discard any number of food you want before you randomly draw. So I'm going to discard the white food, and I'm going to randomly draw 2 more food, of course. And then that's the end of my turn. At the end of my turn, you're going to look on your player board if there's any ducks that need to go out on the board. When you put ducks out on the board, it's going to be random, so I hide them in my hand. You get to pick the tile. How this works is you must place ducks on the tiles with the least number of ducks. So in this case, empty tiles will always get filled first. So let's take a look here. My duck card needs green bugs, my bug jar needs gray, so either one of those is fine. Now, because both my ducks came from the same action spot, even though I'm putting 2 ducks out, I'm only going to get 1 bug token. Alright? So let's, you know what, let's aim for the green. Let's aim for green here. And we'll put one over here. Alright, turn 3. Oh my. So the fountain, he wants a brown duck. And then he's going to put these ducks out. And then you're going to draw a new duck. And then they're going to go out onto the board under the same rules. Doop, doop, doop. So now all the tiles are filled except for this one. Now, the other rule is that you can't place a duck where there's a player. So I get to pick one of these side tiles because they all have the same number of ducks. Let's do this one and this one. And then we're going to keep drawing for him. So we did the brown, we need the orange, and then we need a yellow. And then we're going to draw him a bug token. Let's take this gray one. And then it's back to us. Alright, so let's, you know what? There's 2 white ducks here, so I can show you another part of the game. So 1 to move, 2 to feed. Again, just like the cards that you can do multiple in the same action, I can feed 2 ducks with 1 action. So I've done 2 actions. Let's go 3. And then 4, let's complete one of these cards. So we're looking at this card right here. It needs a white and yellow. And they're going to go here in the drop-off spot. And again, I'm going to draw an extra duck. And then I get to place my card. So the card is either go on the left or right. Let's place it on the right. And so that was my 4 actions. Now the end of turn cleanup. I'm going to randomly put these ducks out onto the board. I'm looking for gray or green bug tokens. So I always need to fill empty spaces first, which is only purple bugs. Luckily, I can go here. Should I finish the bug card first? Let's finish the bug card first. Alright, every time I finish a bug card, I can take a new card. So, the reason you would choose is, I'm going to choose this yellow one, and the reason is, when longest connecting row of that color. So right now, I already have 1 point, as long as I can fill his belly. Okay, so let's take that one. And I'm going to refill the row. And that was the end of my turn, so I'm going to replenish my food. Now, based on my hand here, I know I don't need any yellow food right now. So I'm going to discard those and draw all new. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I got them back. And then I'm going to draw a card from the row. You know what, let's go crazy. Let's choose a big one. Alright, so that's the end of my turn. Turn 4. Draw for the automated player. He's got a big card again. So starting from the bridge, we're going to take an orange and brown. And then his toe is full, so we're going to empty his toe. Draw a new duck. Place these ducks out. And then take a white one to finish that card. Now all he needs is a green token, so let's take a green token. When the automated player fills his second duck card, the first one is going to flip, and the bug tokens are going to go back out onto the board. This tile does not have a bug token, and now if there's already a bug token where you want to place, you're going to tuck it right underneath. And then we're going to draw a new duck card for the automated player. My turn 4. Okay, let's see. Where am I? So all I have is yellow and orange food. Luckily there's some yellow and orange ducks here, so let's do that first. We'll go 1, 2 to feed both those ducks with one action. We're going to go 3 to the berry bush, and we're going to complete this card that we drew last turn. So we're going to take the yellow, orange, and white, and draw a new duck. And then we're going to place this card. So I want to pay attention to where I'm placing now. Let's go this way. So looking at my board right now, I cannot take any of those formations, but we're working on that. And so let's go. Alright, let's put our ducks back out. We're looking for purple or gray. Let's do purple. And then we'll keep placing ducks out onto the board. And then, let's see, do I need yellow food? I do not need yellow food, so I'm going to discard those. Draw back up to 4. And then I only have 3 cards, so I need to replenish. Let's take another big one, because I'm crazy. And that's the end of my turn. Alright, turn 5. Brown from the berry bush. Alright, and then purple or green? Purple or green? Well, let's take this green one. And then it's our turn again. So what are we aiming for now? Let's see. So right now, looking at my sheet here, my player board ability lets me adopt anywhere. So normally when you adopt, you have to adopt from this heart spot. But this lets me do it anywhere on the board, which is great. This card that I already have completed says when I adopt, I get to keep both ducks, which means normally you can only keep one of them. So these 2 powers combined is very good. So let's try and pick up some ducks so I can adopt them to try and gain formation cards. Okay, let's see. I have orange and let's go. I'm going to use the gift shop action to find a yellow and brown food. And then I'm going to discard down to 4. I'm going to spend the yellow and brown food right away for my 3rd action. And then, because of my special ability here that I can use once per turn, I'm going to adopt on the spot I'm on. And I'm going to, let's take an orange duck. Is that what I want to do? I don't think that's what I want to do. I don't think that was my plan. Orange. I can take the orange one. Oh wait, let's take the orange duck. Take 2 ducks off your toe to adopt. You're going to keep one of them. The other one is going to go here. And then you're going to place it onto your cards to fill in the dotted line. Okay, let's try. Let's go this way. Let's claim this one. So this lets me place it right on top because I have all the ducks that are required. And so that leads us one step closer to winning. Because the other duck was a yellow duck, I chose not to use this one, which let me adopt both. And so that finishes our turn. I do like the food colors I have, so I'm just going to randomly draw 2 food. Oh, one of each, very nice. And then I didn't finish a card, so we don't get to draw. Alright. Turn number 6. An orange duck. The closest orange duck to the berry bush. And a purple bug for our friend here. Again, second duck card is filled. The first one is going to clear, and a new one is going to be drawn. Bugs go back out onto the board, and since every tile has a bug token, these ones are going to tuck right underneath. And it's our turn again. So let's work our way to finishing this card since it's nicely set up for us. 2 to feed, 3 to move, and 4 to feed. So unfortunately I can't finish the card this turn, but we're set up. Don't need the yellow food, gonna toss it. Ooh, good draw again. Turn 7. Ooh, brown and orange. So brown and it's full. So we're gonna clear. And then again, he needs an orange duck from the bridge. And then he needs a purple bug. So purple bug. Alright, our turn. So we're nicely set up to start here. So first action. We're going to complete this card. Oh, we forgot to put this duck out last turn. I guess we'll just take that. Oh. I'll just draw randomly since I messed up. Okay. These ducks are going to go here. Draw a new duck. And place my card. Okay, so now let's think about. I think this is a good idea. So I am set up to take one of those right now, but that would put me in a bad position for the last one. So let's see here. If I put it here, I can't place this one nicely. Well, let's do it anyways. We'll see what happens. We're going to place it right here. First action. Alright. Our second action. Second action will be to move here. Third action will be to feed the white and orange duck. Fourth action Let's go here in preparation of picking up a brown duck. Alright. Ducks need to go back out onto the board, and I'm looking for gray. Let's do gray. So I'm going to start filling my player board. Now the reason you fill your player board is you get points if it's full for your shortest row. So right now my shortest row is 2, so that's not bad. And then I finished a card, so I need a new card. I think I already have what I need, so I'm just going to take from here. Ooh, we're getting very close to the end here. I need to draw back up. Do I need? Yeah, let's just keep the yellow food just in case. Oh, is that the 3rd time I've done that? Alright, turn 8. White and orange from the berry bush. White and orange. And then he needs a purple bug. The only purple bug available right now is this one. Now I have a lot of abilities to use, so let's not forget to use them. Alright. So I want so let's use this ability. It says I can add a duck to my toe without feeding. So I'm gonna do that with this yellow guy. I'm also gonna feed the brown guy. Now you'll notice this little plus sign means it's a free action. It doesn't affect the normal 4 actions you get on a turn. And then let's go to let's finish off this card right here. I need an orange and brown. 3, so that's my 3rd action. Yeah, I'm going to place it here. And then my last action, I'm going to use this ability along with my player ability, which lets me adopt on my current spot and also keep both ducks. So I'm going to take both these ducks and place them in my rows. So let's do one there. And let's do one here to lengthen our row here. And then that was our 4 actions. So let's put these ducks back out. So I need another gray token. Excellent. Gray. And now this is complete. I'm going to flip it over. It's going to show a full jar side. That's how you know you've done it. These bug tokens need to also go back onto the board. So go in. And then start putting underneath. And I have 3 food and 3 cards, so I need to draw up. Let's just draw one from the top. Not bad. And then we're going to draw random food. Alright. So now this is the 9th turn, so I have 4 actions to try and get that last formation card. Okay, here we go. Brown duck from the bridge. The bridge has no brown duck, so we're going to take the next closest thing, which is this guy. He's going to fill his toe, and we're going to clear it off. And we're going to draw an extra duck, and they're going to go back out onto the board. Oh, not on a clear spot. So now I can start placing extra ducks. And, oh, again, we forgot to get him a new duck card last round, which means these would have gone out. So he needs gray or green. Let's flip this closer so I remember to do it. Okay, so now I need to get that and get as many points as I can, because this is my last turn. Luckily, I have two options here. Let's go for this one. I don't quite need the yellow duck, but let's feed all of them anyways. 1, 2, 3. My third action is going to be to move to the fountain. And my last action is going to be to complete this card. Now, placing this card allows me to take that third formation, which means we did complete the game, but my score might not be so great, and I'm going to explain that in a second. So these two ducks come off. Technically it's the end of the game, so it doesn't really matter. So let's just leave those off to the side, and let's get down to scoring. Alright, so how scoring works is you will score 1 point for every duck in your longest connecting row in every color. So in this case, I have 4 points for white, 4 for yellow, 3 for orange, and 3 for brown. So included in your Bugs and Slugs expansion, there's a handy little score pad. We're going to write our name here, and we just put a smiley face. Alright, so based on those numbers, I got 4, 4, and 3, and 3. So and then we want to look at our formations. So because we had 1 2-point and 2 3-points, we got 8 points. And then our duck cards. So the duck cards I completed are the yellow and orange. Because I didn't fill his belly, he doesn't get scored. So for yellow, I have 2 points. So 1 point for every 2 ducks. So 1 and 2. And then my orange is not connected, so I'm only going to score 1 point for orange. So 3 points total. And then for the bug jar, you will score your shortest row. My shortest row is actually 3, so that's actually not bad. And then today we did not play with the goose expansion, so we won't score that. And now I'm going to add up my score. Oh, okay. So I successfully won this solo play, barely, just squeaking it out on the last turn. Alright, so this was played on an easier difficulty. So you can up your difficulty by using either the 4-point formation cards or using, no 2-point ones, however you like to increase your own difficulty while playing this game. So that's it for the solo play. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope you got a good understanding of how it works. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment. Talk to you soon.